Part kit 61. Let's see this being put onto the model. Hi guys, Retro Trek Ralph here, with the Star Trek Next Generation Build US Enterprise NCC 1701D, Magazine 16. This time we're up to part kit 61, so past halfway point now. So what we have in here is, let's go to the actual parts on here while we're here. Right, so this is 61. We have a deck panel, which is there it is, some screws as well. Escape pod covers, yeah, these are two, there's 3 lots there, so quite a few. So looks like the whole lot of this is just escape pods, 16 of them. 2 reflectors, which are these ones at the top of here, which I assume, oh, the black, just blackout ones. Oh yeah, because the light blockers. It'd be easy just putting those in and then just putting tape on the back, to be honest. That's my most interesting piece, is the start of putting the side on, and they did apologise for this. Because then right in the middle, you can see right there, that's the sensor band in the middle, but then you've got a deck there, which they don't seem to be lined up very well. But this is the start of actually doing the edge on the saucer, which is nice. So we can finally get round to that. And another distribution board for wiring. So we'll get on with this. I'll get this out of the bag and we'll start the actual build for 61. So we have all the parts ready now. We're going to be starting at 10 forward, right at the front of the ship. We have the metal part here. Now, what I was thinking just now is, which way around does this go? With the lifeboats, are going to be that way around, with the red bit at the bottom? I know people are doing other stickers, I'm still sticking to original, or one to the top. But it's actually, this is, oh, let's have a think. This is the front of the ship. So coming down this way, these need to be red at the lower side, so they want to be like that there. Doesn't seem to fit very well either. Okay, so let me get on with putting these in. All we have to do is make sure these are right around, because that's the front, because that's right that way. And then after that, we get these 2 panels here. There's actually one piece that we forgot, as well as a formation light, which I assume is going on the front of the ship, possibly in there. Well, possibly like that, but that'll be later on. I think it's, yeah, it's there on stage D. So let me pour these lifeboats in, which is just a case of everyone being this way around. These 2, which one of them's E, so we turn it round to that way. Oh. L and R, so if it's that way around, L goes on that side, R goes on that one, and then you just screw on top of with some DM screws, and then we put that piece on the front here, that way around. Looks a little, when it's on, doesn't really look like it's there. Okay, should be fine. Pushes on afterwards anyway. Right, so pushes in with these pins and then screws in place with more DM screws. So let's get this part started and done, and I'll show you what it looks like in a second. So with those ones in place now, so that's how it should look when it's done, when it's on. So that way around if you're doing from the original. With 2 lifeboats left over, so they go in the pots for the spares, which is nice. Now I'm going to show you this, because it's I'm not entirely happy with it. It looks like I don't know if it's Eaglemoss's own. Oh, every time they do a window alignment, they miss it, because that top one's fine. The bottom one is really over that way. Done it again, haven't they? The window alignment is shocking, Eaglemoss. So this way around, which is this part here, then place the outer frame. We'll only go, which way around did it go? You've got this little key on here, the lower bit, which is lower on the bottom, so let's go that way around. So push in place, so the little tiny pins above the screws will hold it in place. You've got a gap there, but we've always got gaps. 3 DM screws again. So it's DMs for the last one. This just secures in place. So DM screws are quite good because they're a small screw, but they've got a washer Although that's not going in at all. Sure it's DM? Yes, it's DM. It's not creating its own thread very well. Ah, there we go, that's one going in. So, nice and take it steady. We'll leave that for a second for vinyl tightening in a second. Because the metal will be warmer. Due to just friction, really. That side one does going okay. I don't know why that middle one's not going in right. Oh, there she goes. Does it look like it's flat? It doesn't look like it's actually got down to the base to hold it in place. That's nice and tight, that one. That's tight. That one's still well off. Like I said, Eaglemoss did apologise for this not actually being able to be lit up, but them window markings are shockingly bad as usual. Thanks a lot, Eaglemoss. That's tight, but I can see a gap. So that's down to there now. B, begin by identifying the front formation light. Okay, so we need to actually get the saucer back again, so I'm ignoring that for a second. As usual, the saucer's on sponge because I'm just terrified of damaging all the hard work we've done so far. So identify the front marker light, which is that one. Do we get... Where's the parts gone? Oh, there. And then the bulbs from the front. I wasn't happy with this because this is kind of underneath there, but I think it now is too late to actually do anything. It does raise up quite a lot. Actually, no, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's the same gap all around. I'm happy enough with that now. It fits better over here, but it doesn't fit over here very well. I think there needs another screw in there or something. We'll fit one in there when we get round to there. So we'll see what happens. So the main saucer then fits the formation light. That needs to be fitted in better anyway, as well. Does it go there? I'm sure I could find where that battery pack goes in better. So there's a hole in the front and there's a part there. So that just forces in. Does it force in or just pop off? It's got one width there. That comes off as well, so that's on. That'll just distribute the light up and down so you can get a better part on there. So what do we do with there? Why is it showing me the saucer this way around? Okay, so we need to, it's going to be that way, but we need to put this in. Isn't it easier just doing that way around? And then pushing the light in? Does this only go one way, you think? I honestly don't know. Fit the formation lights, try it the other way around. It does seem to fit a bit better that way around, although it is flush, or if not under flush, than the other one. Right, so what I want to do is put that light back in there. I'm trying to show you. It's up and down. This is where you need more. See, that screw's in the way. Or is it? It looks like it goes sideways according to that, but it's not. It's this is a bit silly. So what I'm thinking, put that back in there. Maybe I can move the legs left and right then instead of outwards. So it's around the screw. So I need that to go in. Front ways. Yeah. A little awkward. As awkward as some of these parts have been. How will that go in? Right. This is another awkward piece to do. I think better again will be stick some super glue on the end of that just to hold it in place. I know it's loose there, but I'm going to dab a super glue, try and fit it in there, and then I'll get back to you in a second. Now I've been faffing for a little bit and this doesn't fit. Okay, here's my explanation. This formation light part there, you put the LED in the wrong way around. It wants to be side by side, but it's asking you to do up and down. Now I've already glued this in place, so that doesn't really help me getting this off again. So my only option I've got is possibly cutting away some of this to try and get it to fit in right. Because the side of the LED, with it being pointing down, is actually in the way. The other option is to try and not glue in the formation light part onto the LED and simply drill out this piece of plastic so the LED will fit in either way. So I need to get that out, which is now a bit of a problem. Scalpel, let's try to cut itself, shall we? Hopefully it's not fully cured yet, the super glue. It'll come off easier, which it's not doing. Yeah, there's a problem. See, it won't fully, well, it will fully, well, almost fit in there anyway. It fits there and it is flush with there that way around. It's just this part here, it's too deep for it to go inside of. So try taping the actual formation light there. Let me get you in a little bit. The formation light there, squeakies. From the foam there, it will fit right there, barely. But this will not go on there, because this needs to go into here first to slide back onto to lock everything in place on this ridge here. But you need that in place first up here, which it won't go far enough in to do that. Unless we do it that way, blind as anything. No. No, that's not fitting right. Stop squeaking. No, because that hasn't actually gone in place, look. See, it needs to go over there, and if you try and get it in there, this bit pushes up. That's actually gone out of place anyway. Without the formation light, that fits like that. Very nice, very whatever, but I need to do a little modification to get that out. Okay, not as easy as we hoped, but it is coming together nonetheless. Alright then, part is in place. Part is there. I have had to do a little modification. I'll just show you this now. So I can put it back on again, I'm sure. The modification is there. This foam. I've had to cut away some of the plastic onto here to try and get this in that way around. Look, because the LED is supposed to go left and right, and it doesn't. It goes, the hole that this has been drilled in is wrong. Completely wrong, it's wrong around. So it has to be cut away so that'll fit in, squeeze in place. So that's now there permanently, a little bit outwards. You just need to line up where the other side of formation light is, the middle there. Make sure you're not trapping any cables. Force down a little bit so it lips over, and then you don't have this big massive gap here. So what do you screw this in with then? FM screws again. So we'll try now on screen for you to try and get this in. Is it actually there then? Let's have a look. Yeah, it is actually there, which is good. I'll get you out a little bit better than that so you can see more. So I've got to try and get it there, but also lose this gap here, which is holding a lot in place at the same time. FM screw, just one will do. I was thinking this part might have been really, really quick, but it's actually quite tricky to do. Massive panel gap there. Sorry about my arms in the way, but I've literally no choice. And this. More there. A bit more over here. Okay. Then it says light it up. So basically we've got it now rigged up, so it should just turn on there. Da-da, da-da. That's not working. The formation light is not working at all. So I'm guessing something's happened and I have to redo, because even the lighting on here is shockingly bad. I'm off guessing that I have kind of flummoxed certain bits on here. So yeah, the formation light doesn't work. I'm taking it to pieces, see what I've done, see if I've broken it. But when the contacts are probably together anyway, so it's just shorting out a little bit. These problems here. Now, after correcting an error, right, this is not my error, this is Eaglemoss. I'll blame them until the cows come home, to be honest. It's the formation light on here, the front one, and it's lit now. You can see there. It's even glued in place there. This is a problem. That plastic bit is the wrong way that the light goes in. It needs to be sideways, but that's by the by at the minute. The way they wanted to lay the cable, which is underneath here, round in between this bit of the skeleton that you put in, the new top sections, it nips it. It holds too much in place. So when you're trying to put it on here to try and pull, tug, and whatever, I've cracked the cable. I had to resolder. Yeah, that's fine. Now it could have been worse. Could have been a bit more cables down here, and I had to make a new little cable for it anyway, which is not the end of the world. So I've got that working. All you need to do is hold underneath, put this in place, make sure I'm not trapping, which I will be. The cable will be trapped in there a little bit anyway, but nothing majorly over the top. Put that edge in first, so the edge and the actual running light goes in, he says, and then he's ragged the battery out. So right, ignore me, it's there, right. So that does fit into there now, which I can't see it myself. Yes, it does. So with that in place, put them 2 screws back in while holding things in place. Put them 2 screws back in. So yeah, I've corrected. It's not my mistake. It's the way that it kind of fits, or should I say doesn't fit. That's been a bit of a problem. Just make sure none of your cables are trapped underneath anything, otherwise you'll be losing another light. Things like that will happen all the time on this, little bits and bats. There's a hell of a gap there, but it looks so. It's fine. I'll get the battery pack back in. Yeah, we could have done with wedging this in place. I don't know where it goes, just to try and get it back on right. Oh, fun. There she goes. So everything is working fine off of that battery pipe. The light in the front there we can see. I hope that that's going to do something there. If not, I will be dabbing little bits of super glue and holding them in place, and it will fit. But that's that bit done. Now, according to instructions, done that bit, done, and then lit. And it's barely, but I'm hoping that's down to the battery pack being a little bit. It's 4.5 volts, LEDs at 4.5, well, the 3 volts, but they work at this. But I'm hoping that just because it's running low on juice, shall we say, the batteries, that it should be fine. I'm hoping these on these sides, which I don't understand actually, is these running lights, as well as the back ones, are still laid at the top. That one was laid underneath, but there's gaps. There are gaps, plenty of gaps for cables to go. So, relatively happy with this piece. All the way up to the front now, 10 forwards sorted. These bits here, observation windows, done. Still not happy at all with that, but I'm going to redress that eventually. Maybe even ask Eaglemoss for another piece of that. I don't know, they might even supply something accidentally. I don't really know. So we'll just see what happens actually. Okay, sorted and done. And I think that's actually the last part. We have actually got another distribution board, but it's not actually saying where to fit it. The battery section PCB, supply this bill, not used until 62. Okay, so that goes in the parts to be used bin. I'm gonna leave that in there. We have a light switch somewhere over here, and that's off. So that's done. That's part 61. Oh yes, Done. Sorted. So, happy. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, follow my social media. If you want to help me out with this, be a Patreon, and I can keep going with these. If not, it's going to be an absolute nightmare to fund this sort of thing. Just send something if you want. If you don't, then I'll be struggling away. So with that in mind, thanks for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.